I want to move on to getting to know you, because someone who has this kind of knowledge and interest, the who is Rael Cline is what I want to know. So take us back to your beginning. So tell us, where did you grow up,
Yeah.
and share with us some of your life experiences.
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in Johannesburg in South Africa. So I spent the first 20 something, 23-ish years of my life in Johannesburg in South Africa. So interesting, I guess, time growing up in really the 90s, I guess, and sort of early 2000s. Yeah, and my father, um, pretty entrepreneurial. He's sort of, I guess, as a life insurance broker, but then got into just sort of general financial advisory type stuff. But he struck out on his own at a pretty young age, right? Two young kids, and very much of this sort of attitude that to go it alone, and the freedom and hard work that comes with that, right? Juxtaposed against each other there, but but very much instilled in me that I should be thinking about doing my own things. I mean, obviously, sort of support me in whatever I chose to do, but like very much prepared me for, and he would share a lot of the stories with me around some of the decisions he had to make as an entrepreneur, and striking out on his own and building his own customer base, and when people losing big accounts, and all that sort of stuff. So pretty transparent with me on all of that. And yeah, I mean, that was something that I think instilled in me in my teenage years. I went off then. I did an undergrad in finance and economics in South Africa, in Johannesburg. I nearly studied a PhD in that, and thank goodness I did not. I can tell you. I think that was, people think some of the best decisions in your life was what you decide not to do, never mind what you do. But I didn't do that. But I did come in 2010. Well, sorry, then after studying in South Africa, the undergrad of finance economics, I did work in private equity, and sort of very sort of financy, lived in sort of spreadsheet type jobs. Wasn't really machine learning around in those days. So you're running Monte Carlo simulations, I guess, in Excel, as sophisticated as you can get there, which is interesting. But I then went and studied in Cambridge in the UK. I did a master's in finance in Cambridge in the UK. So again, this is not really entrepreneurial, right? This is probably the opposite of that, um, where typically if you're going to do something like that, you are going to join, I don't know, a private equity company or a bank or a central bank or whatever, just stick in finance, right? But it's really interesting. So I finished the master's in finance there, and then just ditched finance altogether, got out of got out of finance altogether. I mean, part of it was like pull, part of it was push. Pull meaning it's always something I wanted to do, to kind of struck out on my own. But the push side of it was also pretty strong. I'm not going to pretend about that, which is it was a terrible time to look for a job in finance in, what was it, 2011. It was a European sovereign debt crisis, and people couldn't find jobs, and all sorts of things going on, at least in Europe at that time.